Roman Reigns reveals truth about his relationship with Vince McMahon. Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Ironically, it was when Reigns finally turned heel into his tribal chief character in 2020 that things really began to change for him, and he undoubtedly reached heights in WWE that few have ever hit before. Vince McMahon is no longer WWE boss, and his reputation is in tatters after a sexual abuse lawsuit was filed against him that ultimately led to his demise in the company he led for 4 decades. Roman Reigns. Not as close to Vince McMahon as other WWE top guys. Speaking on What's Your Story? With Stephanie McMahon, Roman Reigns opened up about what his relationship was really like with Vince McMahon and why it was different from previous generations of WWE's top stars. That's who I cut my teeth doing business with. Negotiating with was your dad, and that's how I feel. I'm not intimidated by anybody anymore. I had to get used to him. We had to learn each other's ways, but I'm the youngest of all his top guys, so I didn't have that relationship that the other guys were afforded at the time. But compared to everyone else, Hogan, Steve, Dwayne, those guys, I don't think I got as much of his time, but I was picking up as much knowledge as I could. He may not even realize it, but there's still things he told me that I continue to use. I tore completely out of his playbook. Roman Reigns reveals Vince McMahon's life-changing advice. What words of wisdom did Vince McMahon share with Roman Reigns that managed to shape his life both in and out of WWE? Roman Reigns has been at the very top of WWE for over a decade, with his rise coming under the leadership of Vince McMahon. McMahon clearly wanted Reigns to be his next top star, despite significant backlash from fans at the time. However, after he turned into the tribal chief and began to lead his bloodline, Reigns' fortunes changed forever as he became the star fans loved to hate. Vince McMahon was forced to leave WWE once and for all after sponsors threatened to pull their business from the company, after he was the subject of a lawsuit from a former WWE employee accusing him of sex trafficking and sickening abuse. Vince McMahon told Roman Reigns to focus on home. Speaking on What's Your Story? With Stephanie McMahon, Roman Reigns revealed the life-changing advice he was given by McMahon as he was ordered to spend more time considering his life at home. He would always tell me, and this was when I was so locked in at work that I wasn't holding up my end on the other side. He would just tell me, "You gotta be present when you go home. You have to be present. It doesn't matter what you are here. You have to be present." I took to that to heart so much, and I've transformed that into being such a bigger part of my life. The main thing, the priority, A1, to where sometimes it's the other way. Now it's hard to be present when I'm not home, when I'm not with my children, because that's where I really want to be, with my wife and my children. Elsewhere in the podcast, Roman Reigns also discussed what his relationship was like with the former WWE chairman. Roman Reigns reveals one thing. Vince McMahon ordered him to stop doing. Roman Reigns recently appeared on Stephanie McMahon's podcast. The OTC is a top name in the industry, and of course, fans want to know more about him outside the ring. On What's Your Story? With Stephanie McMahon, the former undisputed WWE champion spoke about his career, personal life, and the man behind the mask. Vince McMahon had asked Roman Reigns to be less expressive. Roman Reigns is a strong in-ring performer, whether OTC1 is cutting a promo or he is working a match. His mic work has been appreciated by his peers and veterans of the industry. However, he may have loud expressions, which Vince McMahon had asked him to cut down on. During his conversation with Stephanie McMahon, Roman Reigns revealed that he would watch the tape and every step and analyze every movement. He wanted to be completely precise about it, but Vince McMahon asked him not to do the same with his facial expressions. When I first started wrestling, like in The Shield, I would watch the film of when we were in the ring. I would watch every step, every single step, and my wife wouldn't be able to watch it back with me. I'd miss the rewind, and then I'd be like, "Oh God, sorry, hold on, one more time." But I would just keep watching back. I'd be like, why did I take that step? Why did I do that with my arm? I was so precise and meticulous in all these little things that I saw. And I would do the same thing with my facial expressions. And your dad used to be like, "God, don't do that so much. Your face can be too expressive sometimes." And it can be, and sometimes I have to reel it in. Fans have often noticed the OTC's expressions and the fact that he seems to convey the message even without uttering a word. During his time as the tribal chief and the undisputed WWE champion, his promos were one of the top elements that attracted the fans more towards the product. Roman Reigns exposes Paul Heyman's secret reactions. WWE fans never noticed Roman Reigns has revealed the one thing Paul Heyman would do every night that fans never noticed. Roman Reigns morphed into the tribal chief in 2020, bringing Paul Heyman to his side as his wise man. The partnership gained unprecedented success in WWE with a storyline that has lasted half a decade and still has plenty of juice left. Reigns held the WWE Universal title for over 1,000 days before he ultimately lost that belt and the WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. When Reigns got in the ring 1 year later at WrestleMania 41, he did not have Heyman by his side, as Heyman was forced to be by the side of his best friend, CM Punk. However, both Reigns and Punk ended up screwed by Heyman as he revealed his new allegiance with Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman always noticed Roman Reigns' goosebumps, speaking on What's Your Story? With Stephanie McMahon, Roman Reigns was asked about his favorite moments in WWE with Paul Heyman by his side. In the ring, it's tough. Someone asked me what's my favorite moment, and I can only say the title reign because the whole thing was magical. So yeah, you can literally pick anything. There's a portion of almost every night where we know how good it was, or how good it could be, because during the entrance, a lot of times he'd tell me I don't slap my arms, but everybody gets them, the goosebumps when that magic's happening. He would always point it out behind me. You could never see him say it, but he's like, "You got him again." Or, "I can see the goosebumps." That feeling to be able to go through the storm together, get to the eye of the storm, I'll always cherish that. On WWE's final shot at Redemption 3 Clash in Paris. Matches that need to be added on, SmackDown WWE Clash in Paris features top-notch stars like John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and many more. However, there has been an illustration of a weakened base to the feuds. For instance, Logan Paul squaring off against the Nation leader has received mixed reactions from the fan base. Stephanie Vakir's omission from the premium live event in its entirety has contributed to much of the backlash. WWE has the chance to redeem itself on SmackDown by announcing last-minute matches for the Paris event. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. The Scottish Warrior targeted Cody Rhodes earlier this month. A conventional tag team match on the August 8th edition of SmackDown turned tragic for the undisputed WWE champion. Rhodes and John Cena united against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. McIntyre attacked Rhodes, reminding him that he was fixated on winning the title from him. The American Nightmare has been out of action since. Last week on the Blue brand, McIntyre mocked Rhodes' incompetence and lashed out at the unavailability of an update on the champion's return status. Randy Orton appeared behind him and laid him out with an RKO. It's also important to note that Drew McIntyre stirred the pot of doubt between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes when he returned last month. The Viper also had his sights set on the undisputed WWE Championship and made it known to the American Nightmare. With him out of the picture and Randy Orton's attack, it only makes sense that they battle for supremacy at Clash in Paris. #2. Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. Things got intense between the two SmackDown stars when Aleister Black wanted to get revenge on R-Truth for interrupting his match a few weeks ago. Black sought after Truth, and Damian Priest ended up confronting him. Last month, Black viciously attacked Priest during his match with Carmelo Hayes. It ended badly for Priest when his opponent took things a little too far with an attack on the steel steps. The former World Heavyweight Champion was out of action with a hairline jaw fracture. He returned last week when R-Truth, who had to fight Aleister Black, accidentally flew to the wrong location. The backdrop of this rivalry is already laid out in an intense atmosphere. So, adding a hard-hitting battle between these two with contrasting wrestling styles should make its way to Clash in Paris, more so with the enthusiastic reaction of the overseas audience. #1. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship would dominate Clash in Paris. The Phenomenal One had an aura-shifting response when he competed in France at Backlash 2024. He faced Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship, and the thunderous reaction from fans in the arena had the cameras shaking. The cat-and-mouse game between the two stars has been on for a long time. Styles did contend for the title at SummerSlam against the young Mysterio, who craftily outmaneuvered him at the premium live event. A rematch for the Intercontinental Championship at Clash in Paris would not only elevate the stars' stances, but also